Today we are working on winter prep, and why are we doing this when it's 93 degrees outside?
It's not supposed to be 93, but it is.
Mother Nature can be very unpredictable when you're in the West, so that is why we're doing it today. We're on our way to the hardware store to pick up some foam board because in our cubby, our outside cubby access area, where our bed sits over top, there is some framing that's been done that wasn't filled in with any kind of insulation. So we're gonna get the foam board, cut it, and watch out, pedestrians. Cut it and put it into place to help insulate where the bed area is a little bit better. So hopefully we won't have any drafts coming through. What the heck? We gotta show you guys this.
I don't know if you guys can see this, but these little airplanes must be out at the local airport here. Where are they? Right there. So they're doing little tricks and stuff. Kind of crazy. I'll see if I can follow them for a second. But anyway, after you saw those little airplanes, which is pretty neat, but back to what we're doing now. We're just going to be cutting up some foam board and installing it in that pass-through, like Carrie said, because our bed is sitting on basically just a thin sheet of wood, and so we're just trying to create a barrier between the outside and the inside. So stay tuned, and we will fill you in as the process of what we're doing.
Hardware store of choice, Lowe's. I mean, that was the only choice.
That was the only choice. There's choice.
This is where we're gonna pick up our foam board. Hopefully they have the right sizes. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. We're gonna do, well, what does this mean?
So this 1 inch thick R value. I'm guessing, let's see,
Oh, so
polypro.
this is how many
the board
inches?
itself, and then if you have an airspace, I'm guessing it adds that much.
Oh, so this is total.
With an airspace, but we're not gonna have an airspace. So ours is only gonna be the 3.85.
The board that we were showing you guys at Lowe's was a pinky color. This was next to it. This one, same, it's inch. And if you look here on their R value chart, so 1 inch is actually 6 R value instead of 5. So you're getting a little bit better R value on this particular board that we chose. I'm very interested about this vapor retardant. I don't think we're gonna have any vapor issues in the pass-throughs, but kind of an interesting feature to these boards. So hopefully by doing this, it's gonna help us keep drafts from happening under the bed area.
Seeing as I am not very good at these instructional videos, I'm just gonna go ahead and do a voiceover from future Carrie. So hello. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the cubby that's located in our slide, and as you can see, there's no insulation in any of these framing areas. So this is what we're working on today. You want to just start by cleaning everything out to get it out of your way so that you can go ahead and start with your measuring. When you're measuring these, you have to keep in mind that these are not the same things as house quality builds with everything being square and perfectly aligned. This is something I struggled with the entire project, and my fingers were hating me for it by the end of the day. So what you want to do is you actually want to measure both the top and the bottom of the square to make sure that there's no changes in the measurements, because if there are, it will make your life a lot easier when you go ahead and actually do the cutting. So measure both top and bottom to make sure they're the same. Before you do any cutting, it will definitely save you some time. Alrighty, so just a couple of extra things that you need for this project are a straight edge and also a razor blade to cut through your foam board. I've already measured this one, so I just get my straight edge, put up the razor blade, and cut through the foam board. Depending on the thickness that you guys have, you might have to score both sides and then it'll just snap and it'll be perfectly in line for what you need. Alright, so now that we've got these cut, moment of truth, make sure that they fit. Okay. So these are not perfectly square, so I'll have to make some adjustments, and then I will add some glue right here. Got this lovely stuff. It was on sale, and we know why. But anyways, so we're just gonna put the glue back there, strap these in, call it a day. Okay. I have that in really very tight. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it back out, so I'm not gonna be getting the glue on this one. Yeah, no, because if I try and pull it out, I'm pretty sure I'll just break it, and I don't want to break it and have to do that again. So we're just gonna leave it alone and move on to the next one. Just a little break. Atlas really wants to come outside, but it's too hot. Meow. Hi, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, he really wants to come out today. Okay, so here is the example of what we're working with today. So this is our front pass-through storage, and as you can see, the framing here, the only thing that separates us between the weather, cold air, is these doors here and a tiny piece of wood. So I don't know why they did this, but these are the ones on the bottom are 3/4 inch, and the ones up higher that run across where the bed sits inside are 1 inch. So we found these guys right here. Unfortunately, we couldn't find anything that was 3/4 inch. We found inch here, and then we found 1/2 inch. So we're just gonna have to make this work. So what we're gonna do is cut them to size and then use some adhesive to kind of spray on the wood and the back of here, just to kind of get them in there nice and snug and make sure that they stay in there. Alright, so at this point I have moved to the front pass-through area. This one is the one that is a little bit more difficult because we've got 3/4 inch and 1 inch sections. So at this point I'm just working on the 3/4 inch board, and same thing applies. You're just going to measure your areas and then use your measuring tape to mark out the spots you want to cut on the foam board, use the straight edge, and get the razor blade to go ahead and score the foam board. On the 3/4 inch, it's pretty easy to just score it and then snap it, and just in case it doesn't go all the way through, you can take your razor blade again and just kind of razor through that thin foil that's on the other side when you go to snap it in half. At this point, I realized too that I actually don't know how to measure very well, and so I will be momentarily calling Brandon over to help me, because obviously I don't know what I'm doing. After a little bit of a lesson on how to use a measuring tape and how to actually properly read one from Brandon, I was able to go ahead and continue on to finish off the project of measuring and getting everything in place so that we can complete the project. All right, many hours later, because, you know, it's Carrie. Anyways, here is the big reveal. So we've got everything all insulated, ready for winter. The wet is because we just sprayed bug spray as well, but looks really good.